In today's video, I'm going to talk about the exact reason your e-commerce brand is stuck. And honestly, why people stay stuck for an incredibly excruciating amount of time. We have so many people that come into my paid program, the Ecom Blueprint program, or my Up-Level Mastermind, where we help e-commerce brand founders hit record revenue months, their first 10K, 20K, 50K per month, whatever stage they're actually at. We can help them with my 13 years experience in co-founding a 7-figure e-commerce business myself with my brother in 2013. But this is the number one reason people stay stuck. 9 times out of 10, you know exactly what you need to do, but you're just not doing it. Now, that might seem like so simple or too simple to actually make sense, but it is 100% true. I witness this all the time. I've experienced this myself. But when I speak to brand owners, when they come in, when we do a call one-on-one and actually diagnose exactly what's going on in their business and where their challenges and bottlenecks are, most of the time they're like, it's incredible to know that I already knew that. My response is, I know that you probably already know that, okay? But the real question is, why aren't you doing it? Or why haven't you done it? You've been stuck on this for so long. And yet you've been going after this shiny object here, this shiny object here, this opportunity here, which is detracting away from the main thing that you know you should be doing. And so when I've thought about this, which I've thought about this quite a lot, I like to reverse engineer my thought process, what other people are thinking, how they're acting in general human psychology. There's really two main things. One is that the thing that you know you should be doing is either too difficult, okay? So that can mean that it's a skill that you don't have yet, that is going to take time to obviously learn, or going to take resources to learn or implement or execute. That's a real possibility. And we're just trying to go to the path of least resistance by finding that next thing that might be easy for us or interesting for us. And guess what? Until we probably hit that level, the same level where it's too difficult again, hop, 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 right? It just keeps going round and round and round. Or the second thing is that it's boring, okay? Now you might be in this boat, honestly, but as entrepreneurs, we are creative, right? We want to be creating. We want to be inventing. We want to be chasing that rabbit. We want to feel relevant. We want to be excited. Okay, so boring is obviously the opposite of all of those things. But the reason I say that the second part is it might be boring is because we feel like we should be doing more. We feel like we should be learning more. We feel like we should be advancing ourselves, when if you just did the boring thing, the mundane thing that you know you need to do, you would actually progress a hell of a lot faster and open up a new gateway of freedoms for you, where you can then go and do your creative thing. But if you're stuck in your e-commerce brand, especially lower than 10K per month, 20K per month, I typically see that where we are strapped for cash, strapped for resources, right? We're doing a million different things, wearing all the hats, we've got no outside help. 9 times out of 10, you're going to know exactly what to do. Now, a lot of people that do come in the program as well just don't know what to do. Okay, they're overwhelmed. There's too much information out there. They don't know where to start. They just need a plan, where we basically say, totally get it. 1, 2, 3, bang, off you go. Here's how to do it. We've got you covered. We've got you supported. Okay, there's definitely those people that we help as well. But there's also, in the same breath, like just ordering those things. So as I say, it's not necessarily something new to them. It's actually like, yeah, I knew that, but I just needed to hear it out loud. I need to put it on paper. I needed to have the support and the accountability that I do confirm need to do 1, 2, 3, and in that exact order specific to my business. And so that's where obviously the value of mentorship, having support, learning from people that have done what you want to do is obviously crucial. Okay, so you're not stuck in your own head, right? That I remember when a mentor said to me, like, you know, I had a one-on-one mentor that cost me 50 grand for a year, and it was the best money I ever spent. Because every time we caught up, which, you know, started out kind of weekly and then it got to monthly, and whatever I needed, he was there for me. But every time we jumped on a call, I'd write out all these questions. You know, I was always prepared. I always wanted to be the best student. That's kind of how I was, you know, brought up, and what I prided myself on, being the best student, right? Learning everything I possibly could, being as prepared as possible. And I was always waiting for permission for that next thing. Okay. And that was kind of that crossroads. Honestly, that was why I became an entrepreneur, I reckon, in the first place, was because I wanted to break that shackle and have that level of freedom. But what I was originally saying there was, I would come to these calls with questions and saying, is this right? Should I do this? And he would basically just sit there for, 10 seconds, 30 seconds sometimes, and say, well, you know what you need to do. Or I would even say it first, like, I know I need to do that. And he would also just confirm that. Now, that's value. Like I made 10x what I paid for that mentorship. And I do that every single time I invest in myself and my business. And if anything, I just get the confirmation and confidence from that mentor or that program, then it's money well spent. Because if the alternative is that I'm sitting there on the same start line, lacking the confidence, overwhelmed with what I should do, unsure, second guessing, and I'm losing out every single second that I delay with that action. And so that is why a common thing I see when people come in is part A, the 1 out of 10, they just don't know what to do, right? Or 9 times out of 10, they kind of know what to do. They just need to have a really clear, concise plan that is customized to them based on their circumstances, their resources, and then the confidence to have a program actually laid out for them. They can then go and action with our help, with our guidance, and maintain it. It's like this plane kind of lifting off, and then we give them takeoff and they just shoot to the moon within a few months. It's extremely powerful, okay? So I just wanted to bring that to your attention that you probably, if you're struggling with your e-commerce business, you're probably in the same boat. It doesn't matter what level you're at. But 9 times out of 10 or 90% chance, you know what you need to do, exactly what you need to do. Okay, you just have to actually go and do it. If you're in category 1, it's difficult. You need to dedicate the time to go and learn it, get the right support to learn it and learn it properly and learn it quickly, right? So you can get yourself proficient. There's a rule of 20 that I like to use, which is 20 hours to become proficient, not expert, but proficient at a skill. Okay, I know I need to get my ads working. I know I need to get my website optimized. Spend the 20 hours getting yourself up to speed, getting proficient at something. And mind you, that 20 hours can take a year, 10 years, or it can take a weekend, right? It's up to you. Get proficient at that difficult thing, and I can promise you it won't be as difficult as what you think right now. Or the second thing is basically stop being bored with something that's working. Do the boring work. Do the work that you know is driving the needle. Be repetitive with your messaging. Sell the same thing, right? Don't get tempted. If the money is where you know it is in your core product, let's call it, or doing that Instagram hustle or running those meta ads, do the same thing if they're effective. Not the same thing over and over and expecting different results, but if you know that they're effective, just go hard, go deeper on that specific activity. And I recently just spoke with a client, actually, a mastermind client. She was talking about, we were talking about plans for 2026 and it was around product splits. And she's like, okay, I've got 7 products. All right. And I want to create more. How many should I do? And I reversed it for her. I said, look, you tell me what you've done in the past. So she said, okay, year 1, I had 1 product. How'd that go? Yep. Perfect. Sold out. Year 2, I had 3 products. Okay. Perfect. Year 3, I had 5. No, she had 7 in year 3. And now she's going to year 4. And I said, how have all those gone? She said, well, yeah, incredibly well. Right. I said, great. 2026 is going to be the year of the boring. Okay. You got to sell the hell out of all of that. 7 products is plenty. You know that people want them. You're still going to have your 80-20 in terms of your best-selling products. It's still going to be, 3 or 4 products there, maybe even 2. Get more stock of that because she was struggling with cash flow and stock levels. Get more of that rather than diversifying into something that's unproven yet, right? So sell more of what's working until you have enough capital to do both things at once. Buy more of the key seller, buy more. And then, in 2027, really, you can go and actually diversify and test other product SKUs. Okay. And that was a hard thing for an entrepreneur to hear. Stay the course, do the boring thing, do the consistent thing. But I can promise you, she will probably 10x her business in the next 12 months for that exact reason, right? She knew what she needed to do. She just needed to be told or advised based on experience and past negative experience, what she should do, the best path she should go down. And now she'll be way better for it. She doesn't have to live with those scars that I have experienced myself and others have experienced as well. Okay. So look, I hope this was valuable for you. I hope that it opened up a perspective that you potentially hadn't thought about before, consciously at least. But there's always those moments where we know what we need to do. We're just avoiding them because they're difficult or they're boring. And so I'm sure you can put yourself in either of those categories. So look, I hope this was valuable for you. If it was, I'd love a like. I'd love to subscribe to this channel. I'm providing value as much as I possibly can in all my experience. If you want to know more about how we help e-commerce business, you can click on the link below, check it out, and you can have a chat if it seems like it might be worth exploring. But other than that, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll catch you in the next one.